Hi guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you my recipe for what I like to call my garlic shrimp linguine, but I wanted to share with you this step before we get started. What I'm doing is I peeled my shrimp and my shrimp shells are in there, as well as I've got onion, I've got cilantro, I've got some bell peppers, some green bell peppers, little bits, very like maybe 3 or 4 pieces, just leftovers that you have in the fridge. I've got celery in there and a couple cloves of garlic. Now this is going to make like a stock that we're going to use in our dish. You don't have to use cilantro, you can use parsley, you don't have to put onion in there, just use what you have, use this as a base. These flavors, I find they go really well with it, and I had them in the fridge, so I'm going to use them. So water, I just put about a cup of water in there, and everything is simmering for about 30 minutes. It's only been about 5 minutes so far. So all these flavors are going to just come together and create a really delicious stock, which we're going to use. Alrighty, so I am back. I just wanted to share with you the rest of ingredients that we're going to need. I have some finely chopped up cilantro and parsley here. I've also got about 4 to 5 cloves of minced garlic and 2 tablespoons of butter, as well as my shrimp that I have seasoned with some salt and some pepper. I actually use seasoned salt. You don't have to, but you could just use, regular salt. The amount of cilantro and parsley that you're going to use is really going to depend on how much you like. So I've just got a little bit that I finally chopped up, and we're going to go over to the stove now and put this all together. I do want to share with you, this is the stock that we made with the shrimp and all those herbs. Look at the color of it. And this is just going to add so much more flavor to our dish than just using regular water. This is going to be like a buttery, garlicky shrimp. So I have a little bit of olive oil coming up to temperature, and then I'm just going to add in my shrimp once it gets there. So I've added in my shrimp now, and I'm just going to let this cook down and do its thing. It's going to release a little bit of its juices, and anytime I cook shrimp, I always try to keep those juices because it has tons of flavor. So I'm just going to let this cook. I'm going to cover it so we can just get those delicious juices, and I'm going to then add my butter. Also, I do have some of my linguine that is coming, well, it's boiling right now. You don't have to use linguine. You can use spaghetti, you can use, any kind of like fettuccine, anything that you have, you can use. I'm using linguine because this is what I normally use, but anyone would work just fine. Just cook it according to the directions on the box, but don't cook it all the way through because you don't want it to get too soft and soggy. Alrighty, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. So my shrimp has been cooking for a few minutes. It's not, it's barely done yet, but I did add my butter, and I've also added my garlic, as you can see. I want the shrimp to also be infused with that butter and garlic while it cooks. So it hasn't released much of its juices that I want it to just cook with the oil and the butter and the garlic and all those good stuff. So I'm going to cover it back up again, let it do its thing for a couple minutes, and then I will see you back when we are tossing in our herbs. I'm just going to toss in my herbs, which is my parsley and my cilantro. I've got a little bit on the plate. I'm just going to get all of that. And I'm going to just mix this all together. Just going to cover this up again. Let it cook for a few more minutes. And this is so simple. We're just going to toss everything in together. We also need one more thing that I forgot to mention. We're going to need some Parmesan cheese. So I'm going to have that there, and we're going to put that in as well. Alright, are you guys ready for this? Oh my goodness. I just love this meal, and it's so easy. Literally, the longest thing was making the stock. That was the most difficult part, and it was just boiling on the stove. It's so simple. Now I have my linguine, which I didn't cook all the way through. I'm just going to toss that all in there. I'm going to give that a nice little mix around with everything. So, now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add in my stock now. I may not use all of it. I do have my 1 cup of stock right there. So I'm just going to probably add in about half of it now. And we will I'm gonna mix it up. I don't know if this is any kind of fish really, but I love shrimp. And I came together with this, making garlic shrimp. I'm like, I want to make a whole meal out of this. I don't just want to have garlic shrimp on the side. It's a quick and easy meal. So this is how I came up. I just made this, and it's always been, you know, something that I always make. Look at that. There's not even like that much sauce in there, if you can see. And I'm doing this by myself with one hand, so you have to forgive me if it's not perfect. There's a little sauce, as you can see, but I want a little bit more. I'm not going to use all of it, though. I want a little bit more because I'm going to be adding the cheese, and the cheese just thickens everything up, and it becomes like... I'm going to add in my cheese now, give it a mix. This is some grated Parmesan cheese. Perfect. Gonna give that a mix, and I will show you what it looks like when it is done. And this is it, guys. I am done. I have put my cheese in. I probably put about a quarter to a half a cup, depending on how much cheese you put, and also depending on how much of your stock that you use. If you use a lot of stock, you want to use a little bit more cheese, because it does, like, I mean, look at that. It just thickens everything up and just makes it like, I don't even know. It's just really good. Like on busy days, and when I have really not a lot of time to put together a really good meal, this is my go-to. So I really hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching, and do forgive me for the shakiness and whatever. I'm doing this with one hand, holding the camera, and then trying to cook with one hand, so do forgive me for that. Thank you again. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, I did have to add one more thing. I think I picked up the wrong box of, I think I used spaghetti instead of linguine, because I'm looking at this, I'm like, this doesn't look like linguine, but it is still phenomenal. I just had a bite of it. And so, you know, like I said, you can use linguine, which is what I normally use with this, but apparently I picked up the spaghetti instead and used that one. But it works just as well as fettuccine would work well, and any of those like fine pastas would work amazing with this. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Bye-bye.